All right, we got ourselves a hands-on video with the LeEco Super4 x-55 4K TV with Android TV operating system. This is the startup screen for Android. And what we're going to do today, we're going to get a little hands-on, check out some of the features and functions of this awesome TV. So let's check it out. So when you launch, anyway, this is the splash screen. This is like when you fire it up, and this is Android TV. And so it gives you some recommendations, but then here's some pre-installed apps from LeEco. So everything from, this is their own video platform, LeZone and Live and LeEco, my LeEco. But then they come pre-installed with things like Pandora and Fandor and Showtime and Netflix, Sling, and then they have some other stuff like System Update here. There's a camera that you can attach to the top of this TV. And then down here is the actual apps. So this is interesting. I've installed some apps since, this isn't fresh out of the box, but basically there's a Google Play Store. And then so they have a lot of versions. They don't have all the apps for sure. They only have a few, but the ones that they have are pretty good. So here you can see the apps that I've installed. Whoops. My apps. Oh, so ABC, here's a game, Crossy Roads, Google Play. This is really cool, Google Play Music. So check this out. I'm going to open it. So if you're familiar with Google Play, basically pulls up your accounts. And so I'm going to go to my library because I love my songs. I've uploaded quite a few songs to Google Play. So you go to the library, you just hit shuffle all, and then, I don't even know who this is, see Spoon. What's cool is it pulls a splash screen of the band. It kind of plays on the TV. So I've actually hooked it up to my home stereo. That's what we're listening to right now. It's a little loud. So anyway, this is Google Play. You can hit, and then you can go down and you can see what's coming next. And so let's see how fast it switches. So that's kind of cool. So what's cool is everything's pretty much controlled from this very simple remote. We have your home button, which looks very familiar to you. We have the back button, we have a menu button, and then your D-pad here. This is so you can speak to the remote and tell it. It's got a dedicated Netflix button. The button on the left, I believe, launches Google Play. The middle button does settings. I haven't figured out what this 1, 2, 3 does. Then there's mute and power. And then what's kind of cool, you press that, the LeEco button, and it takes a screenshot of the screen. So pretty much everything is run from this. All the apps, all the TV, everything. So it's nice and simple, and it works pretty good. And there's a companion Google Android TV app that is just the basic player without these extra buttons, Netflix and microphone and stuff like that. Let's go check it out. So what I've done is I've actually hooked up this television to my home stereo system, my home theater system. It actually worked really well. I just plugged in an HDMI to the back, and then I also had the sound go from the TV to the stereo because a lot of the apps and everything are powered from the TV, but then if you want to have that go to the stereo, you go from the TV to the stereo. And I used an optical cord that plugs into the back of the TV as output and then goes into the back of the stereo. Stereo's down there for input, and so it all works really well, and you get your full stereo 5.1 Dolby surround through the optical cable on the TV that pushes it to the stereo, so you get the full immersive 5.1 experience from a lot of these apps. So let's take a look at our inputs right here. Oh, can't really see it. Let's see. We got cable antenna. We got HDMI 2, HDMI 1, HDMI 3, and there's your AV component cable, and then VGA, which is like your standard computer cable. I actually have hooked up the computer to this TV. We'll take a look at that. So really, if you have an older video game, for me, everything's going through the stereo as it is, and then there's one HDMI cable going out. If I did have a 4K player, what you do is you go to the settings, and then you can change the inputs from one of the HDMI to actual 4K, but I haven't done that. Here's the settings screen. Sound network, Google Cast. So this has built-in Google Cast. So if you have a Android device, or if you have a Google Chrome Cast app, you can cast straight to the TV. It just shows up in your list. Your settings for apps. Daydream is kind of what makes the screenshot go. I haven't really figured out how to change that too much. And then we have our preferences screen, you know, general. This all looks very familiar. Then we have remote accessories, remote control. Here's a camera that comes that you can add to the TV, like to the top. Then you have your basic security, your LeEco account, your Google account. Then you can add more accounts. So I've connected my Google account. And so that's the settings screen. You just press the back button on the remote. You go back to the home. Going to, let's check out the Netflix app. It's actually a really, really good experience. So you launch Netflix, it gives you the preview, and tells you you can continue watching. These videos fire up really, really fast. It's got my list, you know, recently added, trending now. Watch it again, TV shows, and then of course you can view, but it's a pretty nice experience, and if you can even change between profiles, so definitely cool there. And that'll take you back to where you were, and like I said, I've added some apps: Red Bull TV, YouTube, PBS, Travel Channel, ABC, HD, HDTV. I mean, there's not that many apps, but the ones that are here are pretty good. PBS is kind of interesting. It's basically just like if you would go to their website, and they have a bunch of their shows. So, you know, featured show, Antiques Roadshow, and then all the different episodes. It's pretty good. Definitely enjoying it. All right, let's take a look at a Blu-ray DVD player. I'm going to go ahead and go down to the inputs. Oops, inputs. It's going to be HDMI 2. Here's my Blu-ray DVD player splash screen. We have a video all queued up. Let's take a quick look. It is very crisp and clear. It looks really, really good. This phone doesn't do it justice. But another good thing about this video player is that you can use your other apps. So I have Amazon Instant Video. This is how I actually watch Amazon. You can watch it through the TV. It's hard to find there's not an Amazon Video app in the Google Play Store or the Android TV store. So if we want to watch some Amazon, we can watch it through the Blu-ray player, and it's an app, a Blu-ray player. Now let's check out how PlayStation 4 looks. So I hooked up the PlayStation 4 through the home stereo theater system. We got some PS4 action, Skylanders. Which one is this?
Knockoff Countdown.
Skylanders Knockoff Countdown?
No, this is Skylanders Imaginator, and I'm playing as Knockoff Countdown.
So the last thing I want to show you is I hooked up the computer through the VGA. So we go up here to the inputs. You get this to the screen by hitting the home button. It works pretty well. Then I go to VGA, and this is going to bring up my Windows. I have a very old laptop with Windows 10, so I mean, it looks pretty sweet. So here's your standard login. So I have a wireless mouse, Bluetooth, and wireless keyboard, and so I'm going to log in. Bam. And so it does a pretty good job. And then so for the sound, I actually have a regular, there's a analog audio output. I don't know if it's analog, it could be digital, but your basic like headphone jack that goes to the television from the PC. So the laptop goes, your headphone out goes to the back of this television, which is a AV in, audio in. So the VGA goes from the back of the computer to the back of the TV. What just happened? Oh, my computer's really, really slow, so it lags. It's an old thing. So the sound goes from the computer through that into the back of the TV, then goes back from the TV into the stereo through the other optical cord. Sorry. So this is my splash screen. This is your basic. I'm looking at the computer. I think it does a really good job. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these apps, I mean, the text is really clear. It's really easy to read from where I am on the screen. Like I said, my computer's really slow. That's what you see. Here's the back, and like I said, I have a Bluetooth mouse, a Bluetooth keyboard hooked up, and so you know, we watch other video through this. We used to watch PBS through the computer, and I used to actually do Google Music through the computer, but now I have, with this new TV, I have an app for both those things. So anyway, whatever, you can do everything from Google Earth to whatever you want, you know, surf the web, check email, any of that stuff. But so like I said, I think it does a really good job of taking that PC view, the computer view, and putting it on this 4K TV screen. I mean, it's really clear, and the sizing is right. I mean, it's really, the aspect ratio and everything is kind of really perfect. So that's definitely cool. And then if you want to go back to the TV, you hit the home button, and then you can just kind of go, and if you're like, oh, let's go back to Netflix, fire that thing up, and then resume. And it's so fast. Oh, we have no sound because I need to switch my stereo. So, all in all, it's a really sweet television. I highly recommend it. And you can hook up a lot of stuff to it. Like I said, I got PlayStation. We have Blu-ray player. We have a PC, plus all the apps. We do not have cable, but if we had cable, we'd have all the channels too. But we don't have, so we're cable cutters, and we've got so much content here. It's pretty amazing, and the screen looks good. And like I said, Android TV is a really, really great smart TV platform. All in all, it's pretty good. You'd be stoked if you had one too.